Hey, y'all. Because this is one of the largest subjects that I know about learning, right? I tried to keep it simple when I was a child. Remember, I'm on fire to learn. I mean, really on fire to learn. The intensity is pretty intense. And so I perceived, since I'm in play mode, record one, I'm one, is I perceived everything that is in my mirror as a playmate, a relative, an equal. That's because all hierarchies disappear. You're my playmate. Okay, we're equal because we're sharing energy equally. So we're not noticing a difference, or if you will, negentropic programming. Right? In other words, I'm not detecting that I'm losing a loss of one electron having a relationship with you, because I will certainly detect it when you're running cosmic level Kristos Sophia avatar, because your sensing abilities is fully activated because my Cosmina library levels, right? And that is an eternal gift. So I was watching a video this morning by this lady this was beautiful the way that she described this. She goes, I'm sort of done dating, I'm paraphrasing her. I'm paraphrasing the text, which is to say that this identity, this keyboard operator was describing how I think I'm sort of done dating, right? But I'm meeting people online and I'm having a consciousness directed energy mirror communication, running hypertext, running visual mathematical screen boards, motherboards. And so I'm immediately reminded of the relationships that I've had looking like I do as a male, the seed side, right? And then having a relationship with a female that represents the grower side, or if you will, the female mitochondrial lab, upon which that seed is going to be received like in a receptor, right? A receiving station, a library, is now getting seeded data, seeded information that's coming through my template, my operating system. So I run silver and gold, made it as one. So that seed that comes into her library, right? She's getting the right seed because she's getting the right spin. So she's getting the right codes, right? So now you begin to understand how abductions and forced breeding experiments come into play mode to gain access. Yeah. And then from that library, we can go on a lot of different networks, like building a tree network of a universe, what I call branch directories, branch accounts, branch directories, language directories, mathematical directories of how we all communicate with each other through servers, right? Gated Ys. And so I thought I had a little bit of fun with this, because what that actually means when it comes to running a fully activated shield, you're able to sense and map read the codes that another operator is running. So if I'm a female, I already know what not to have an intercourse or interface between codes, right? You're not passing. You're a fallen spirit. You're not going to put any bad codes, which is known as demon seed codes, into my female mitochondrial library, because I run a circulation library. I don't want what you are, which represents your branch directory as a fallen seeded race, running through my server, because I'm a server, right? The mother arc. Now we get into separating the mother arc from the father arc. And you see that how that operates with metatronic spin, right? Sucking life force energy out of everything that is alive and living in the cosmos. That's what leads to quarantines of quadrants, parsecs, if you will, sectioning off. So when I was a child, and I'll share this with you, sort of how I share my experiences that others experience who I am by observing what it is that I am. So you can sort of translate this in the XY, what's known as the scatter plot, the XYZ axis, the vertical and the horizontal, depth perception on a 3D axis. So you know what a scatter plot is. So you can translate a scatter plot, say in the city of Los Angeles. How many people they got living there? How many units of consciousness are there in that area? Which is dirty electrical density consciousness, which is very dense, right? So that's a hub. That's a hub wheel, right? Because all those codes are running through circulation libraries of what they're all experiencing to each other, breathing those codes, right? And so that's why it's not, as I mentioned before, it's not the same when I'm navigating a gyro dome through all these different fields. They're different. Their levels are different between density and multidimensional states of consciousness, right? Spinning wheels of fire, right? Are they running cold or hot? Are they in equal balance? Are they sharing equally? So now you're into the pressure differences, the pressure-sensitive information or the pressure-sensitive visual mathematical data that's being experienced by different templates that are operating, or units of consciousness are operating those codes, visual mathematical codes. So there's what we see and what we don't see, but it's what we feel, the felt moment, the completion of a magnetic circuit, right? So you realize you're in a harvesting system, right? So now I knew that as a child. So what happened is later on in my life, my mother would share with me, because she didn't share this with me when I'm a child, as she was experiencing it to share it with me as a little boy. But she told me later on in life that you were noticed as being different than all the other children in preschool. She said you were never comfortable being with that group. You were always wanting to be off by yourself, totally engaged in some other learning activity, and you didn't want to be a part of that group. So therefore, the teacher noticed that you were different from every other child in that classroom. Okay? That is called an outlier on a scatter plot. That unit, that monad, like a node on a network, is different from every other node, from every other dot, from every other spear, from every other star. All the stars that are communicating through lines of communication, this one is different. Why is this one so different? Because I'm a co-creator being. Co-creator beings, which are free spirits, born of fire. The first spirit is not held captive. That allows you to create whatever you want to create. Therefore, you're writing your own audio life book on your very own, because you've learned how to do that. That's called cell-directed learning in play mode. So when you think of being mated, now I'm back to when Misha would ask me about, when she would say, "You're mine," and I would say, "No, you don't really seem to understand. I work with a goddess. I work for a goddess, the Mother Earth." Okay, so that's like saying, "So you don't need a girlfriend?" No, I don't. This is the beauty of being androgynous or mono ira, is that I'm already mated. I'm fused. That's called gender twinning or gender magnets. Two magnets become one. The one becomes all. That's a monad. Okay? And so now you're in service mode forever, gifting electrons. You're fused with the first sun. You're always on fire to create. And so you're always in service mode. So we're electron donors. And that is eternal gift to experience that, which is Kristos Sophia, the first teacher, the first musician, the first mathematician, right? So that's eternal life creation. And it would be natural that if the first creator being is an eternal being, do you not think that the first eternal spirit would not want all the other spirits to experience what she is, which what love is that goes on forever? Naturally, yes. And that's called basic logic. That's the basic logic of zero, which is no time. That's why as a child, there's only what love is, because that's what I experienced in me, and that's called knowing your true identity, your true solar Rishi identity, which is the essence and uniqueness of our essence, which is an individual. Yet I am one and equal unto all the other ones, which are unique and equal unto all the other spirits. So all the other spirits are individual temples. So every spirit is a temple. So every temple, which is a tempo, which is a breathing tempo of spirits and cells, right, are all experiencing being equal unto every other living cell that is a spirit, because every cell is sacred. That's a sacred house of one. That's YanA. That's us. That's us. That's right. The Law of One manual. You know what an operator's manual is, right? It's funny how when I look back at this, when I was in college, I took like 1, 2, 3, or 4 writing courses, and it would be natural to want to go into a writing class on learning how to write engineering manuals, operator manuals, technical manuals, right? Tech support manuals. So I have fun with this, right? That was written into the timeline, right? So anyway, yeah, it's true. I hope we all, I'm just happy. As they used to say when I was in the forest, because I used to love to be up on the Angeles forest, they have some really loud birds. We called them, well, they're squawkers, blue jays, big blue jays, squawking, right? Yeah, squawkers, barking crystals, barking sands on the island of Ka. You ion. The ions, the elementals are always on. The 144, 9-ball diamond, double diamonds. Yeah. The gyrodome rainbow spheres. Have a beautiful afternoon. We love you all.